Welcome to Necessary Roughness for FantasyAlarm.com. I'm your host, Ray Flowers. It's Week 12. Let's talk some waiver wires, and let's go through a bunch of names, mostly in the backfield, in this edition of Necessary Roughness. First number of the day is 133. That is the number of yards that Thomas Rawls has produced in the 4 games in which he's had at least 10 carries. He stepped up, had a couple of huge games in the absence of Marshawn Lynch. It sounds like Lynch will be missing multiple weeks, if not the season. We'll find out in a couple of days here, maybe a couple hours of this being recorded, whether or not Lynch is done for the season. If Lynch is done for the season, Rawls is obviously the number one waiver wire addition. If Lynch isn't done for the season, he might still be the number one waiver wire addition this week. Very uncertain how much work that we're going to be able to see from Marshawn Lynch the rest of the way, even if he's able to play through the sports hernia that looks like it will require surgery at some point. Second number of the day is 3.9, as in the yards per carry mark this season of Tevin Coleman of the Falcons. Devonta Freeman, as of this taping, is out with a concussion. Reports suggest he's progressing well from that. Good in the first steps as he goes through the process of getting back out on the field. But Tevin Coleman for right now looks like the guy in Week 12, maybe longer for the Falcons. Totally different running style than Freeman. Freeman shows patience, and that's a key in the Shanahan setup. Coleman didn't really show that. 17 carries, less than 50 yards in Week 11 when he was called on. If he shows a little bit more patience and then allows himself to use that excellent burst, that straight line speed that he possesses that Freeman doesn't, Coleman could have a ton of success in that Falcons offense. Next number of the day is 6. That's the number of touches, 6, that Spencer Ware had the 3 games before Week 11 when Charkandrick West was on the field. Now, Ware looked very good, had a big game coming in and subbing for West. It's very possible he will start in Week 11, but be careful with Ware. I worry a little bit about Nile Davis eating into the workload of Ware. I think he'd probably be active if West is out, and that if West is out part is key. We don't know how much, if any time, West will play. Will miss. Doesn't seem like he's going to miss that much time. So you don't blow the budget to add Ware. It may be a 1-game, 2-game, thing. I think no matter how well he does, once West is back and healthy, he's probably still the lead dog in that backfield for the Chiefs. Next number is 3.9. That's the yards per carry mark this season of Buck Allen. Well, the Ravens need him now. No Joe Flacco, no Steve Smith, and now no Justin Forsett, meaning that the workload falls to Javoris Buck Allen in the backfield. 3.9 yards a carry this season is not a good mark for the youngster. No rushing touchdowns, obviously. Leaves a lot to be desired, but he's the guy in the backfield. They really don't have other options. He is going to be a volume back. We saw him carry the ball more than 20 times last week in subbing for the injured Forsett. Expect 20 touches a week for the Ravens running back. How well he does with them, that's to be determined. Low-level running back, too. Next number is 9, as the number of touchdowns scored. 9, the last 15 games for Ahmad Bradshaw. Now, Frank Gore's got a couple of issues with his leg. He says he'll be fine. He says he'll play through it. We saw a lot of Ahmad Bradshaw in Week 11 toward the end of the game for the Colts. Bradshaw is a very good football player. He scored 3 times in his last 2 games here with receiving scores. 9 touchdowns again in 15 games going back to last year. How long can he stay healthy? Open-ended question, but he's a must-add in all leagues with the uncertainty with Frank Gore's health. And then finally, the number of .67. It's 67%. 2 of the last 3 games, Devin Funches of the Panthers had at least 60 yards receiving and a touchdown. He's the number 1 receiver for that team, it looks like, at this point. It's not saying much. He's not going to explode. He's not going to go bonkers. But the fact is, with the way Cam Newton is playing, Funches has the ability to get in the end zone every week. And if he can give you 60-plus yards, that's someone that you should give serious consideration to starting, especially in 3 wide receiver setups. This is Ray Flowers. You've been listening to Unnecessary Roughness for FantasyAlarm.com. Don't forget to visit us there, FantasyAlarm.com. Your Week 12 fantasy football rankings are up. They're free. Check it out, FantasyAlarm.com.